Good morning friends and welcome to the channel. I still have the problem with the air leakage on the back wheel of my Royal Enfield Classic 350, and that's why I bought this year a TPMS, a tire pressure monitoring system. We checked really everything. We checked the tire, we checked the rim. Yesterday I changed the valve, I put a new one inside, and now I want to check if the air pressure is on the same level all the time or if I still have the air leakage of my back tire. And now I will show you how this works and how it's installed. Here at the front wheel you see the sensor. This is the A sensor, so you get two sensors, A sensor and B sensor. A is for the front wheel, B is for the back tire. It's very easy to install. You just screw it on the valve on the back side here. There's a nut, so first you screw the nut, then the sensor, and afterwards you have a small tool and you can tighten the nut on the back side so that the sensor doesn't come off. It's very rugged, very solid. The sensor is very light. It's made out of plastic. There's a battery inside that you can change. So very easy to install. It's about 10 seconds and it's on. And the same on the back here. This is the B sensor. Same installation, just screw it on the valve and then tighten it with a small tool here. So this means you should always have this on your bike just in case you have to change the tire pressure. You have to loosen the nut first and then you can screw off this sensor. So the sensors are very easy to install. Like a valve cover, just screw it on top, tighten the nut, and that's it. So what else is in this box here, the TPMS system? First, of course, the two sensors, one for the front tire, one for the back. Then you get this receiver unit here with a mount for the handlebar and of course a USB cable to charge this unit. But this unit also has a solar panel on top, so you can charge it via USB, or if it's enough sun, it will charge with this solar panel here. The USB cable is magnetic. You can see it over here. And on the other side is a standard USB connector. I will show you the mounting system first. It's just a simple plastic clamp. With this screw here you can change the angle of the receiver, and the receiver is just screwed here on the back, so very simple. It's okay, it's made out of plastic, but it's enough to hold this receiver unit because it's so lightweight, so no problem at all. Here on the top you see this panel, the solar panel for charging the unit. On the side you have two buttons, one to turn the receiver on and the second one is for the menu. To switch the receiver on you just hold the top button for 3 seconds. Then the receiver turns on. On the top there's a pressure in bar for the front wheel. On the bottom is a back wheel. On the side here on the right you have the temperature front wheel, temperature rear wheel, and in the middle there's the time. On the right hand side here there's the battery indicator, and as you can see at the moment it's charging because the solar panel gets enough sun. And that's all. You can change between bar and PSI, and also the temperature Celsius and Fahrenheit. And that's all the information you get. On the front I have 2.2 bar, on the rear tire 2.3 bars. And now I will do a test ride and check if the tire pressure on the back wheel is okay and stays inside, or if it's losing air, because I always can see it here on my receiver. So this is a very good tool. It's very small. As you can see on the handlebar, the color of the display is orange, fits quite good to the classic style. You can get it also in black with green letters. I will put the link to the tire pressure monitoring system down in the description. So just in case you are interested, you will find it there. And it's quite cheap, around 30 euros. So a small investment and a very good security tool to check your tire pressure while you are on the way. I checked the air pressure before I mounted the system and it's quite accurate. The front is 2.2, now it's 2.1 because it's colder and I'm standing, and the back is 2.2. And now I will do a test ride and see what happens when I'm riding the bike, if there's changing anything. So let's do a small test. Temperature of the front tire is 7 degrees Celsius, at the back 7 degrees Celsius. Pressure 2.1 in the front, 2.3 bars in the back. And I will also take the chance of this test ride to try out my new microphone. Last time I used the DJI wireless mic 2, and this time I have a lavalier mic plugged in with a mic adapter. It's the original DJI lavalier mic. So let's see how the audio quality is with this lavalier mic. Of course, the lavalier mic is connected with a cable, so it's immediately there when you start the camera. The wireless mic 2 takes a few seconds until it's connected, so you always have to be aware that you don't have an immediate audio signal. So pressure of the rear tire is on 2.4 now. So temperature is a little bit higher now. Front wheel 9 degrees, back wheel 8 degrees. And also the pressure is rising a little bit. Front 2.2 and the rear wheel 2.5. So seems the display and the sensors work really good. So measuring seems to be very accurate. Of course the tires don't heat up that much because it's still very cold outside. So I will stop for a second over here just to show you how my Royal Enfield setup looks at the moment. Here we are, back to the standard seat, because I wanted to test it now on longer trips, if it's more comfortable than the touring seat. At the moment it feels fine. I think on shorter distances the standard seat feels a little bit more comfortable than the touring seat. And the pillion seat is back, as well as the luggage rack, and this has a special reason. I use these panniers here for my next road trip, and they are quite high, as you can see. And the luggage rack, which was mounted down here instead of the pillion seat, was very low around here. So if you want to put a bag there, it's quite difficult because the panniers are higher than the luggage rack. And like this, it's quite even. I can put a bag here and it's lying on the top. Yeah, and normally it would be finished now for the next road trip, but first it's too cold. Second, I have still the problem with the back wheel. And therefore there is no solution and no more air leakage, I will not go with this tire on a longer road trip. I will see if they cannot change it in warranty in time for my next road trip. I have to change back to the spoke wheels with the tubes. Yeah, these sensors, they look a little bit bulky, but they don't have any impact on the wheels. They are not shaking, there's nothing happening there. And the small unit here on top, as you can see, it was off, and in the moment you move the bike, it turns on. So it's in something like a standby mode. So and if you want to switch it off, just hold the top button for 3 seconds, then it's completely off. Same if you want to turn it on, 3 seconds. And there we are. Perfect. And it's still loading the battery with a solar panel. So my conclusion, it works quite fine. Seems to be very accurate. 2.2 at the front, 2.5 at the rear. And for this price, about 30 euros, it's quite cheap. It's small, it doesn't disturb too much. So I think it's a good tool to give you a little bit more security when you have long distance rides with your bike. So I will for sure leave it now on my bike, just to be safe with the rear tire and to check what happens there. But we will see. I keep you updated. So I hope you liked the video today, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I see you in the next one. Take care and cheers.